Hey everybody, welcome back. Alec of Remnant Performance. Today we're going to talk to you about installing your oil cooler kit and also the bracket to relocate your horns. So our decrepit, sad looking horns here, obviously we kind of mocked them up to try and get them into a close-ish approximation of stock. Obviously they'd be kind of hanging up like this, nice and flat. But what we need to do is we need to get both horns over to the right, or the driver's side, right? So that you have room here for your oil cooler. So, first things first, impact, 10 millimeter, let's get these bad boys off. Don't worry about them dropping down. There we go. And
anytime now.
Both. All right. Moody's got jokes. Moody's got jokes.
You gotta. Joke
now,
if you got them.
We've got these other little brackets here on the back. Hold on to these, put them aside, and let's take these brackets off. And make sure you keep the nut on the back, because you're going to need it. 1, 2. Now, your harness might be a little bit tighter than mine is right now. You just do a little bit of snipping of some of the tape so you can get them both off to the side. So, what you want to do is take the bracket. The bracket has it seems like, okay, well, I want both the horns there, that they won't fit that way. This is what holds on to the bar here. First horn goes here. Like that. Second horn goes like that. Okay? Take your nuts again. Put them back on. Then give those guys a little blast. Whoops. Alright. Horns are there. Now, simple. Make sure you got the harness out of the way. Pull it over. And you got this. Take one of those 10s. And that's what he's doing right there. Oh. Always good with a buddy.
Yeah, going in blind. I don't think it's on the hole though.
Oh, it might not be. There it is. It was definitely
So
not.
line it up on the bottom hole. Typically that's the best one. What's your thumb? Alright.
If you notice, there's like little indents on this bar here. I don't know if you can see those well, but it actually it makes it so that this is the right spot for it to go. So, get it somewhat tight. We're going to probably need an extension to try and get it.
Trying to do this at an angle won't really work.
Yeah, it won't really work. So,
I'll just sag it for now.
sag it for right now. Let's go get an extension. Now we got our extension. Go ahead and plug it in. Lift the horns back up and get it on there tight. There you go. Horn relocation.
Done.
Now, time to install the oil cooler. This is your oil cooler, right? This is what's going to allow you to make a lot of power with the 3.8 turbo, which is obviously going to be heating up your oil, and this is going to allow it to cool it down so it keeps everything in check, right? Because the turbo itself is cooled only by the oil, you need to add additional cooling capability to the car to be able to keep everything in check. The radiator alone is not designed for that. Otherwise, you're talking about the oil itself getting heated up and then trying to use the coolant, touching hot surfaces in the block to then try and cool it down. It's not a direct one-to-one cooling method. This is, right? So again, our system and this kit is designed to help you cool down the oil. So you get a bracket. This one was modified during the R&D, so yours will look a little bit different. Obviously, designed right there from the factory like this. What we're going to do is you're going to actually have this bracket, and now that we have relocated our horns, you're going to take this hole and made it up to the top one that was where the other horn was, right, from before. Like this. Like that. Then you take that old 10 millimeter, you mount it on, and that's where your bracket's going to sit. So, with the bracket being there, now you need to adjust your oil cooler to be in the right spot. So oil cooler sits like this. You got to watch out for the temperature sensor right there. You just got to kind of move the harness around and boom, you're up in the right spot. And now you're able to attach your oil cooler and it is going nowhere. Alright, so let's go ahead and take the 10 millimeters bolts that are applied, they're supplied with the actual bracket. Plug one in there. And let's go ahead and attach the washer. Then the nut. Okay, I can let go now. And then you do the other one for the other side. Drop that in the hole. And add the nut. And the washer, sorry, and the nut. Kind of get that all up there, finger right tight there. All right, now kind of got everything squared away. So you can access this, you can blast that on, but before you do that, you want to go up to this hole, and this is where we're going to use a self-tapping screw actually to go right in and fix this to this little mount so that it doesn't do that. So go ahead and get our mount level right around there-ish. And let's aim that right there. Let's go ahead and use our impact. You're going to have to kind of play with this a little bit to get it to get started. And there you go, it's starting to go through. And there you go, nice and tight up there. So you can see, obviously our oil cooler needs to be tightened itself, but that itself is pretty tight. Blast that on. You got two mounts on that. This mount itself is going nowhere. So now we just need to go ahead and tighten these up. So you need a 10 millimeter and a 10 millimeter wrench on the other side.
So wrench on the bottom and or the top, and a 10 millimeter socket on top.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and go do that, and then we'll get back to you and show you how to attach the lines.